I think we all get the feeling that something just isn't right in the world. Welcome, fellow foilers, to the Tin Foil Hat Club, where we dare to discuss all the things we don't talk about in church. And where yesterday's fiction becomes tomorrow's fact. Well, hey guys, I just want to give you a quick weekly update as it is Tuesday, October 1st. Can you believe it? It's already October 1st. So excited to bring you guys the update for this week. We got some awesome stuff coming up this week, and then also maybe a little bit here in the future. I've got some announcements on some cool stuff we're going to be doing in the merch store to celebrate October and kind of the season that we have here. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. But first, hopefully you guys were able to join our live stream last Sunday with Gary Wayne. That was an awesome discussion with him. And if you like high-level stuff and detailed information, definitely want to catch that live stream with Gary. We're kind of, as we are in this experimental phase with live streams, I haven't quite figured out yet how long to leave them up, but I can assure you of this. The live streams will not be left up for probably more than a week. It may not even be left up as long as that as we go forward. So you need to make sure you are definitely tuning into the live streams if you want to catch the episode live when it is actually recorded. The cool part about that, all right, and when you see that we are live, I can assure you we are live. We are not doing any pre-recording and then putting it up and then there's a chat. It's literally all on the fly, all live. That is how we roll, quick, fast, wicked, and dangerous on the Tinfoil Hat Club. So we've enjoyed that. But the cool part about that is if you go on and you watch us on Rumble, you watch us on YouTube, you go on our website, thetfhc.com, and you watch, you can actually put a comment in there, and all of that feed actually will funnel in right to our live chat that we have set up on, I'm staring at it right now. So if you actually make a comment right now, I am actually going to be able to see that come into the live chat, and we can actually respond to you. So we actually were able to work in a couple of the chat questions into the episode with Gary. There was an individual that asked what language the Book of Enoch was actually written in, and we were able to incorporate that right into our discussion with Gary, and that was really awesome. So you guys get that instantaneous feedback that you are not going to get if you do not join the live stream, right? After we are done with the live stream, at most, they will be up a week. We may even change it so that they're only up while the live stream is going on. After that, you are going to have to wait for the regular release cycle in order to catch the episode, okay? And for our guests, we are literally booking out like 10 and 12 weeks. So you may not see that episode with Gary after it's taken down for literally 3 months. So make sure you are joining these live streams. Now, the cool part about that is for the live streams, we actually have yet another live stream that is going to be coming up here this Sunday. So this Sunday, and I get it pulled up here, we're having an awesome planned conversation with Kenny C. You can see that right here on the bottom of your screen. That is this Sunday, 10/6 at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So you can join us as we talk to Kenny C about frequencies. And if you've listened to this week's show with Joy, it's a perfect tie-in to that discussion and some of the things we got into with Gary as well on how frequencies are extremely important to everything in existence, including us, our DNA, and all of the structures that we have around us. And there's a lot of indications and clues that frequency resonance is how they used to manipulate a lot of things pre-flood. So pretty cool information. Definitely want to be staying tuned and join us this Sunday at 3:30 for our conversation with Kenny C. Okay, cool. Now, Again, I just want to reiterate, if you don't watch the live streams, okay, and you don't participate in the live streams, you are probably going to have to wait on if they're guests for several weeks. Sometimes the live streams with Ben and I, you may only have to wait a week or two for those as we kind of slide them in between the guest episodes. But if it's a guest episode, we're about 10 to 12 weeks booked out. Okay, now I am going to join or have my screen kind of share really quick here, and I want to share with you some things that we have going on in the merch store coming up, okay, or on the website. In addition to what we just talked about, if you actually go on to the TFHC.com, all right, and you click on watch live, all right, click this watch live button, it will actually take you to our live stream page, all right, and currently right now, you can see that Gary's video from Sunday is loaded in there and you can still watch it, as you can actually still also watch the one the week prior that we did with Kent Hovind. So those two are still up on there for now. However, if you want to go ahead and mark your calendars, you can come down here and you can actually click and then load up all of the future shows that we have coming up. And you can click this little bell icon right here, and it will give you the option to add it to your calendar. So that is a pretty cool feature and an easy way to mark the show so you don't miss out if you want to be part of that live stream. All right, so make sure you're taking advantage of that. Now, while we're on here, I want to show you some quick things really quick, or some things in the merch store. We are going to be having a sale come up here soon. So we're actually going to start, I believe, the 14th of this month. That's a Monday. And we're actually going to run all the way through November 1st. So you really only have about a little bit more than a 2-week window to take advantage of this sale. But we are actually going to be running a sale on our pink and green. They're actually different colors, but the logo on it is pink and green. I Want You to Want Me hoodie. So I want to show you what these are. I'll use the green one as an example. So right now, if you go buy it on the merch store, it's $45. All right, that's regular price. Our sale is actually going to be $39.99. And like we did last month, if you become a member, all right, so if you are a member of the show, and I will talk about all the perks that come with membership here in just a second, you are actually going to get an additional $5 off. So instead of $39.99, the hoodie is actually going to be $34.99. All right. And so if you join at the light foiler level, that's only $5 a month. You are literally going to make your $5 back for that month. Boom, right then and there on what you're going to save on just the hoodie. But you can see here, we have these awesome hoodies that my lovely wife designed. I will give you a zoom in shot here of the actual artwork that is on the chest. And you can see here, we've got Mr. Foot, and he's got our logo on his chest. And then it actually references episode 56, which is where this comes from. I Want You to Want Me. This is actually, we're going to call this sale our cheap trick or treat sale. I had fun coming up with that one. That was an enjoyable moment. So our cheap trick or treat sale is going to start on October 14th. So that's Monday, a couple weeks from now. And it is going to go until November 1st. So if you want to get a hoodie, you're going to have to tune in during that time frame, and we'll have banners up like we did before and take advantage. So we have all kinds of cool colors and sizes. Now, I will tell you that I believe once you go up to, and I'll just pick one of these, I believe once you go to 2X, it starts to go up by a couple dollars each time. Sorry about that, but we have to cover our costs. So you will see a little bit of a price increase, but literally we are only covering our costs. We are not gouging you. So I particularly am a fan of the Irish green. I think that's pretty sweet looking. And then you can get it with the awesome logo on there. So definitely want to take advantage of that. It's 50-50, so I don't believe it'll shrink, which is awesome. Yeah, that's pre-shrunk, 50% pre-shrunk cotton and 50% poly. So whatever size you get is what you get. So nice hoodies that we have coming up here in a few weeks. So take advantage of that. Okay, so remember, if you want to get a hoodie, October 14th is the time to check the store, and we're going to have some banners and things that we're going to put up prior to that to kind of advertise. So make sure you guys are taking advantage of that. Okay, also membership. All right, what do you get if you become a member, you might be asking? Well, if you guys decide you want to become, we have 2 membership levels right now. We have light foiler and regular foiler. All right, so light foiler is $5 a month. If you want to save a little bit, you can go ahead and pay for it annually, and that's $55. So you basically save, I think a month or two. I think a month, $5. about 10% roughly. And then what you're going to get. So we're going to make sure you get an invitation to our private Facebook fans group. If you are not already a member of that, we're going to make sure you get in there. And then we are going to give you a special members only weekly newsletter. Comes out every Wednesday. And inside of that, you're going to get a couple different things. You're going to get an early sneak preview to the next episode before anybody else sees it. All right. And then you are actually going to get access to our monthly members only video chat. All right. So just the members and Ben and I, and we might have some special guests to help kind of join us on our chat and maybe have some fun Q&A. The other cool thing is, like I already talked about, you're going to get exclusive merchandise discounts. So for this event that we have coming up in October, all right, we are actually going to offer you, before anybody else, we're going to offer you the ability this coming week. All right. So this literally tomorrow, we're going to offer you the ability to get your sweatshirt even earlier than everybody else for the cheap trick or treat sale. And you're going to be able to get one of those two hoodies, either the pink or the green logo one. You can get it in different sizes, but the logos are either pink or green. You're going to be able to get that for, what I say, $34.99, I believe is what I said, something like that. Yeah, $34.99. Okay. So make sure you're taking advantage. Now, if you want to step up to the regular foiler, you're that's $7 a month. You can do $77 a year. Again, you save about 10% roughly, and you get everything that I just read in the light foiler level, but then you also get 10% off any kind of sale events that we have or non-sale events that we have. And then you are actually going to get exclusive 3-day early access to the next episode. So Friday of this week, you're going to see what the episode coming is, or you have access on the website to the next week's episode. So whichever one you want to sign up for, that really helps out the show. That is our way of saying thanks for being a member to the show. So take advantage. Definitely worth it. Okay. Very cool. Now, a couple other things. So PodU. So if you know anyone or you yourself are interested in becoming a podcaster, this is kind of a side venture that I have going on here as well. Honestly, learned a lot of stuff over the last year, how to podcast, how to do it successfully. And thanks to all of you. And more importantly, thanks to God. So because of God, because of all of you guys for the support, Ben and I are actually now a top 10% global podcast. I know it's kind of head swimming to think about. So we literally are now in the top 10% globally of all podcasts. So thankful to God and so thankful to all of you for the support for that. So learned a lot during that time frame, but we can definitely say that we have helped build a successful podcast. And I want to help other people do the same thing. I see a lot of podcasters that struggle and fail. You may have heard me say before that 90% of all podcasts literally fail before they get to episode 10. All right. So I want to help people with that. Donut, I see you on there. Thank you very much. Appreciate you joining us. So I want to help people that are starting podcasts, or maybe they're struggling in their podcast, so they do not become part of that 90% statistic. All right. So they can go to PodU. I also have a Facebook page. So if they just search Podcast University on Facebook, they can join our private Facebook page. And that's a great way to get continuing support. But what you'll see on here, they can actually sign up. They get a live 1-hour session with me on these different topics. All right. And the first session here, which is the one that's really going to help get your podcast set up properly, all right, is completely free. So I want to make sure I'm helping people get set up properly, and then we can build from there. So the video is free, and also the on-demand time, the live session with me, is also free. So if you go on there and you book live session, click the button, it's actually going to take, and you can see a whole bunch of dates on the calendar here, different times varying. We got 7:00 p.m.s. We've got 12 p.m.s. We've got 6:30 p.m.s. I think there's probably an 8:30 p.m. in here somewhere. There you go. So you can actually pick a time. So maybe you're not interested in being a podcaster, but maybe you know someone who is, or who is struggling in their podcast, or just starting off. Please let them know about Podcast University. Would really be awesome if you would do that. So thank you guys very much. Lastly, we are inching ever closer to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are currently at about 815, 820, something like that. So we literally only have less than 200 to go before we get to the 1,000 mark. And once we get to the 1,000 mark, we can actually start to get a little bit of a monetary kickback from YouTube to help kind of support the venture here. Because as I've said before, this is not free. It's not free running a podcast. It's actually quite time consuming and quite expensive. So the merchandise sales and the memberships and the donations and all of these things really, guys, just help us to, we'd love to just break even, because right now we're not even breaking even. I'll just be honest with you. That's where we are. So when you guys buy a hoodie or a sweatshirt or a t-shirt, or you take advantage of one of the sales or whatever, man, that really helps us out a ton. And we really, really appreciate it. I know I said a second ago, we're a top 10% global podcast, and you would think that, we're raking in all this money, and that just ain't how it happens, guys. You literally need to be in a very, very elite echelon before you start really making any money as a podcaster. So we're doing this out of the love of God, or out of the love for God, and just enjoying what we do. But it is nice to get the financial support, not going to lie to you. So if you guys could help us out there, that would be fantastic. Also, if you could just, maybe you don't have, any way to buy a hoodie or anything, the support means the world. The more people that we get in front of, the more we share the message of Christ with people and what's going on. Spiritual warfare, obviously, is our huge thing. And, just subscribing, following, sharing, liking, commenting on videos, giving a thumbs up, all that is very encouraging and really just helps kind of fuel our tank and really helps us out on the social media sites and pushes the algorithm and pushes us in front of more people. So if you could just take the time wherever you listen to us, just to make sure you leave a comment, make sure you subscribe, make sure you give a thumbs up, whatever the case is, that would be fantastic. And please share with other people. Word of mouth is always going to be the strongest advertiser. So we would really appreciate it if you guys would do that. So thank you very much. Well, guys, that's pretty much all I have for this week. And I try to typically keep these around 20 minutes or so, 20 minutes or less. Just love giving you guys an update, and obviously do this every Tuesday just to kind of help you guys out and make you feel a little bit more part of the fam. So before I kind of close, I always typically try to close in a word of prayer. If you need prayer, we won't mention you by name, but we can definitely mention what you got going on and just pray for you. And if you don't want us to mention what you got going on, we can just pray for you silently off air. But please do reach out to Ben and I, the dudes at the TFHC.com. If you ever need prayer, you want us to pray with you, we'd love to do that. Ultimately, this is about serving God and serving the Lord and serving our brothers and sisters, and also reaching out to the lost, right? But I think for today, I want to kind of focus on the folks in North Carolina and Tennessee and that whole area. You guys have probably seen the photos the same as I. The pictures have absolutely just been incredibly devastating. I've never seen anything like that in the middle of our country to that extent. So it's really just kind of incredible. So let's bow our heads and say a quick word of prayer, if you would. Well, Father God, there are so many people in that area that need you tonight, that have lost everything, that have lost loved ones. There's so much peace and comfort that needs to be given to hurting hearts and hurting souls, and maybe even hurting bodies tonight, Lord, that have been just ravaged by this tremendous flood. And unfortunately, Lord, as we see more and more of these things, as we inch closer to the end times, as you told us we would see, we're going to need you more and more, and need to rely on you more and more. So help use this situation to turn hearts and minds and thoughts to you, but also provide comfort to those families and those people who need you tonight, financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever the case would be. Just be with them, Lord, and provide the peace that only you can. We love you so very much, God, and we just thank you so much for all you do for us and your sacrifice. Jesus on that cross 2,000 years ago was beyond what we could repay, and you knew that when you did it, and you would do it for just one of us, let alone all of us. We love you, Lord. In your name we pray. Amen. Well, guys, thanks so much. God bless. Love every single one of you, and we will catch you later. Don't forget, this Sunday, join us for our live stream with Kenny C, 3:30 p.m. Love to have you there. Bye, guys.